Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Token Games Podcast. I'm your host and sometimes referee who's been shocked by the fact that time travel theory has apparently been proved, Zach Stat Pearson. And today I'm joined by the cowboy from Virginia himself, the man whose height needs no introduction because he's taller than me and I hate that, Corey Troy.
Howdy. Hope you're all having a good day.
I hope this is somebody's first podcast just so they can think you're a fucking cowboy. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and call off the topics right quick. Topic 1. Another headset for VR has entered the rat race. Valve, creators of Steam and forgetters of how to make new games, have recently revealed their entry into the space again. But is this new model too little too late, or does it have some potential lasting power despite their ever-spiraling public opinion? Subscription gaming. Microsoft has created a monthly digital game service earlier last year that allows its users to play their games and third parties willfully as long as they pay the monthly fee. So far, even though third-party game retail spaces have demonized this format constantly, the gamers have fallen in love with it, at least the broke ones. Do you think this may be a good business model for the other system makers to utilize, or do you think it may run the risk of ruining their relationships with those that sell their counsels in the future?
Didn't we talk about that at one point?
No, we talked about something eerily similar. We talked about the Game Pass itself, and do we think the Game Pass is going to be successful? Because we talked about it before it came out. Now we're talking about, should everybody else do it?
Gotcha.
You'll start noticing that the longer you get in the podcast, you'll have things that started off in another topic and turned into something else. It happens. And for number 3, Marvel Phase 5. What do you think the first movie to kick off the new era should be? A new hero movie? A Netflix hero on the big screen finally? Or something no one saw coming, like, some no-name that no one ever heard about? Topic 4 is pre-E3 expectations. It's around the corner. I don't care who you think will win this year's E3. I just want to know, what do you think will be there? Or alternatively, what do you think excuse me, something in my throat. Who do you think will reveal their new system first as far as the big 3? And what do you want in it? Case in point, what was it, like 2 months ago, 1 month ago, we talked about what we want in the new systems. See, they evolve over time. And finally, Google Stadia, the system time forgot. Google Stadia system will only feature cloud saving, allegedly. I want to stress that. Whether you dislike the system or don't care, the question is simply, do you feel we are at a point where cloud gaming saves can be trusted to be the sole format for storing your game records? Why or why not? Feel free to answer whatever you feel like in your cowboy voice.
Going first, right?
Of course.
The Oculus. Are you talking about the Oculus Quest?
I'm talking about that new thingy they made. Wait, Oculus that's not even made by Steam, is it?
No.
No, I'm not talking about the Oculus.
Oh. I thought that was the headset you were talking about, the one that's like, you just have to have the headset and that's it.
Valve's is called the Index VR.
I haven't heard of it. Goes to show their marketing, I suppose.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, it's on your phone. Or rather, it's on your messenger text. I mean.
There's a VR thing in the messenger?
Yes, I sent you a link.
Oh. Interesting idea, I suppose. I mean, I don't think anyone's really done the VR headset as well as Sony has. I think they marketed it really well. It's cheap to do. And like they actually support it on like, Steam. Do I think it's too late? I don't know. It depends on how you market the headset itself. Like if Steam were to like fully like blow out, like here's this, they're gonna put commercials out on TV. They're gonna like somehow, I don't want to say like rebrand it, but just make gets like the exposure out there, like announce like exclusives or something for it. I'm sure maybe it would do better. I don't know too much. Topic two. Okay. Do I think that you're talking like Game Pass, right? That's what this is. Like,
Yeah,
you can pay old games.
yeah. Should everybody do that? Even though retailers will fucking cut your lifespan short as far as physical sales go.
Depends on the price. I think Sony does it. They do PlayStation Now. They
Nope.
get fuck ton of money.
Completely different. Game Pass and PlayStation Now on paper look similar, but there's a difference. Game Pass, well, what Sony does, they allow you to stream the game, but you can own it or you can rent it. Game Pass, you get the full game as long as you pay one monthly fee. So basically, one is Netflix and one is a streamer, if that makes any sense.
Gotcha. I think, well, now that Sony is paired up with Microsoft, I feel like something's gonna change with PlayStation Now. To like some degrees, I don't know. I feel like something's gonna change. I mean, I like the idea of Game Pass. It's relatively cheap, I think. I don't know. I got a free year of it, so I haven't had to pay for it. Thanks, E3. I don't know. I think it's a cool idea being able to like play old game, like I don't know, any game under like one subscription fee. I like owning my games, so I think at some point, maybe like next generation, it'll just like phase in somehow. We'll just end up everything will just be digital. Like I'm not saying like PS5. I'm saying like when everything just becomes a streaming service. That's probably when this will start to kick in. I mean, I think that's the response for that. Phase 5 for Marvel. Maybe do like a villain movie. I don't know. Like, what's his name?
I actually like that. That sounds cool.
What's his name? Fucking. He's got the skeleton face in NBC3. What's his name? Fuck.
Are you trying to say Taskmaster?
Taskmaster. Dude, it'd be fucking cool. Like, if they did like a Taskmaster movie.
It kind of would, just because of what his abilities are.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I think it'd be really cool. Like, I think a Taskmaster movie would be awesome. Like, make a movie about like a villain. Like, actually keep your villains in the loop. Like, every single Marvel villain that has existed, except for Thanos, has lasted only one movie. Like, I would like.
Hey! Take that back, Loki.
Okay, Loki. Okay. Well, technically, Vulture lived. A lot of the villains die. Okay, Baron, you know, I take back what I say. I would like. I take back what I say. I don't know. I would like them to have like a continuous presence somehow in this universe. I mean, it would suck if like every movie was like the Batman Arkham series where the villain was always the Joker. Like I would hate that shit in the Marvel series. But like if there was some way, like do it like Loki, I guess. Like don't maybe give him like less presence in the movies, maybe. I don't know. Just keep the villains alive. Who else would I want? Squirrel Girl would be really cool.
You did not just fucking say that. Oh my god.
Oh, the X-Men for sure. I don't know if they're gonna. Maybe like the end of Phase 5, I could see them coming in.
Hey! I've waited long enough. Goddammit. Let's not wait till I'm 40.
I just saw an article that like Marvel's trying to somehow phase Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool into the MCU.
Oh, they already decided. What they came up with was if he's in anybody else's movie, he'll be PG-13. But when he's in his own movies, he'll be rated R.
That's fair. Yeah, they said like, well, like the way they're gonna get him into like the series, like, are they gonna do a TV show for him with like Disney Plus? Is he gonna show up in Spider-Man 3, or is he just gonna get his own movie, like a solo Disney Deadpool movie? They're just trying to figure out the way to introduce him. So I mean, yeah, Deadpool would be awesome to see him like introduced into the MCU. Blade? I don't know. That'd be weird. I don't know, Blade's interesting.
I don't know why that would be weird, but fuck, I'm down.
Vampires? I don't know. It's just like making everything fit in. Because like Hydra was a presence. It's just like, how do you fit all these like entities? Just like, oh, they were always there. They were just hiding. Like it'd be weird if like, you know, Steve Rogers and everybody were like fighting all these battles and vampires like were just existing in the background. I don't know. I think it's weird. I don't know.
Captain America teamed up with Dracula in W2.
Dracula?
Okay, you just went in and out. Say that again.
I said who teamed up with Dracula?
Captain America teamed up with Dracula in W2.
Holy shit. I want to read that now. You know, I can't think of anybody. I think Taskmaster would be fucking awesome to, like, introduce. I don't know, maybe, like, a Spider-Verse? Like, no. I mean, that's just the movie. We already got that. Yeah, I think Taskmaster, that's my answer. For topic 4, the E3 predictions, we're totally going to see, yeah, don't hold me to it, but I think we're going to see Microsoft's new console. I think Nintendo probably will announce something console related, like the update, the refresh. Nvidia's been hinting towards that. I know Nintendo's saying no, but I got a feeling that they're going to be yes. I think we're going to see Halo Infinite. RE3 remake.
Okay, I'm kind of curious about that. Is Halo Infinite like a fucking MMO bullshit microtransaction disaster waiting to happen, or is it just what they're calling the new Halo?
I don't even know, man. It's. I don't even play the Halo games. Is it just a reboot of 1? Did they give up after 5?
You're asking the wrong person, but to be fair, I had the same question.
It's the game's a question itself. What else? I would like to see a new Dragon's Dogma at E3. I think Persona 5 on Switch. Resident Evil 2 is going to be on the Switch. And somehow an HD collection of Kingdom Hearts 3. These aren't predictions, these are just hopeful wishes.
The fuck are you talking about? Kingdom Hearts has like 5 HD collections.
Yeah, I know, and they can put it on the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, they almost can't do that. They almost can't do that because if you put anything Kingdom Hearts on the Switch, everyone's going to say Sora's in Smash.
I know. You know what? Sora for Smash. Sora's going to announce...
Fuck you and your whole goddamn hype. Riku for life. Also, I want Tifa.
You want Tifa? Dude, fucking Sephiroth would be a better pick.
No, he wouldn't, because they would fuck him up because of that long-ass sword.
You know what? They should announce Squall for Super Smash Brothers.
See, now you just saying that to piss me the fuck off. Fuck you.
Like, that would suck. Like, if they announced Squall, and it's like, yeah, no, we're not gonna release it. That would legit piss me off in a lot. Like, it would piss you off. Like, that game has what? They had like a really... Was the PC port bad?
No, they made a director's cut, but the thing is that nobody loves Final Fantasy VIII enough to give it an HD version. So basically, it's not the black sheep, but no one wants to fuck with it from the development standpoint just because it doesn't have the same effect as other Final Fantasies do. It's like Final Fantasy II. People like Final Fantasy, but nobody remembers Final Fantasy 2. It's not a bad game. It's just no one remembers it.
Final Fantasy 2 is just a saga game. You hit things, and that stat levels up. Think, you know what? Maybe Witcher 3 will be on the Switch at E3. I think they were hinting towards a port of that. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Yeah, you know, those are my predictions for E3. Maybe I'll have more. Who knows? Topic 5.
The one that time forgot.
You forgot. After reading a little bit, I kind of just remember because cloud saving. That stands out. I don't mind cloud saves. I don't use them, but I mean, I guess if the console is going to be cloud only in some capacity, I wouldn't mind. But what's going to piss me off is like, is it going to be like, if you haven't touched the game in like 5 years, we're going to get rid of your save. That's where I'm like, I'm going to draw the line, because I would like to, like, if I can keep it on the console, I prefer it that way. But are they going to get rid of cloud saves over the course of time, just to save space somehow? That's my main concern about if they're going to be doing cloud saving only, because that's a problem. If I can't keep my saves forever, like I would have to like go back to the game, and that's easy, but it's just kind of annoying. But like, I don't know, hypothetically, if I had to go back to my console, just boot the game up, make a new save, and then I'm good for a while. I don't know. That just kind of that would be kind of annoying. That's I don't know if I can trust that. So that's my opinion.
Okay, fair enough. All right. I don't talk a lot about Valve personally or Steam because I'm a console gamer for the most part. 90% of my collection is physical or is just not on a PC. However, I think I got like 9 games in my Steam library over the course of 11 years I've had Steam. So I'd say I kind of sort of don't give a shit about it. That being said, look, these VRs are almost like counsels in and on themselves. There are games that legit will only be on certain VR headsets, or if they get ported, something is different or missing. But based on Steam's track record of how they handle their games, or rather the quality of games that end up on their service, I would fuck with theirs the least because there's obviously the least amount of curation. Steam, despite how you feel about Jimquisition on YouTube, he's very honest about how Steam handles their shit. They put games, or rather they allow games on there that literally are incomplete, unbeatable, or don't function to the point where a controller can help you play the actual game. If I buy a fucking high-end laptop to play shit in VR, then a fucking high-end VR headset, combined, that's damn near $2,000 right there, plus a game, and I buy something that doesn't fucking work because you let it happen, we gonna have a fucking problem. And I know that that's not a possibility. I know that's a guarantee for somebody because of how Steam does their shit. And they're very unapologetic about it. They say they're sorry and they'll work on their algorithms and systems. But motherfucker, when you're allowing so many games that human beings can't keep up with them and you don't want to staff more people to curate this shit, how can I trust you? Pure and simple. I don't trust it. Okay, as far as the Game Pass or the Netflix style gaming shit, that need to stop. That needs to fucking stop, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't think Xbox Game Pass should die. I don't think PlayStation Now streaming rental service should die. My problem begins and ends with the fact that you do not want to piss off the people who sell your consoles. That's Amazon, I guess Amazon, but that's places like Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop for now. Yeah, that's right, bitch. I like you got your foot in the grave. And anybody else. This is an international issue right here. This isn't just relegated to America. So, I shit you not. I think that the companies that have already decided to not sell Microsoft's physical products and any games, whether they made them or third parties made them, I think they already got the right idea. Because we all know how the game industry works. It should work by, if this is good and liked, we keep doing it. But that's not how it works. It works on, did people continue to spend money on it? So if a retailer cuts off people's ability to spend money on their shit because it hurts their business to sell their stuff, let's not have everybody else jump on that bandwagon. We just now got Nintendo, of all people, to have an online service system just now. A subscription model I feel like they should eat the cost for because so few people are fucking using it and they pissing money from all their mobile gamble games. I know they ain't burnt up all that money that quick. Remember, Nintendo is a private company, so they ain't got a bunch of stock investors that they need to give money back to. You know? They haven't been in debt in a long time. Or they can lose money, but they ain't been in debt, I should say.
They can make another console and like they'd be fine.
Fuck yeah. Like Nintendo used to be one of the only people that would make a console at a profit margin. Contrary to how you feel about the Wii, every time Nintendo sold the Wii, they made $40. Sony lost like I think $80 every time they sold the PlayStation 3 when it first came out.
I think they still lose money when they first release like the PS4 and stuff. Like
yeah, if memory serves. Yeah, I think with the exception of the first PlayStation, I think that was it. Every other one, fucking, they just lost out on. So I don't want everybody doing it because I don't want to have like one digital retailer try to sell me a system, but then they can't keep up with the supply and demand because everyone's relegated to one or two locations like Amazon and eBay. I want to be able to physically order something in advance and go pick it up when it comes out. When it comes to counsels, counsels are the only things I will pre-order because it doesn't matter if it's a high selling system so much as is there a lot of that system in your general area. I got a friend of mine who he can only get a system from a physical location and the nearest game store is damn near 13 miles away. So you know he live in the middle of fuckville nowhere. Now imagine if there was an entire state he had to compete with to get a copy of that shit. I ain't trying to go through the PS3 wars. People died over a fucking PS3. I still feel like that's fucking stupid. Anytime somebody dies over an entertainment product, especially if it's less than like $500, I feel like it's fucking stupid. I don't blame the console maker. I blame idiots. You know?
Yeah, no, that's stupid.
I won't even bring up Pokemon and Burger King. But anyways. Yeah, alright. So the next topic is, what was it? Oh yeah, Marvel.
Marvel Phase 5.
Yay. Look, Marvel. I'm tired of saying it. Everyone knows what I want. Everyone wants the same thing. We want Marvel fucking X-Men. Okay? I'm down for that. Everyone's down for that. And if they're not down for that, they're Zack Snyder. Fuck that guy. Put that aside. Oh, actually, I hope that's the right Snyder. There's a lot of famous Snyders in everything from writing to fucking directing. But the Snyder, that's an asshole, feely, touchy, gropey Weinstein motherfucker. Fuck that guy.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Do you want to see Dark Phoenix happen for a third time? Like, would that be like the next, like, Infinity War?
The way Dark Phoenix was explained to me is that it's going to have a conclusive ending. But to be fair, they fuck with the Phoenix twice now. And it's the same thing. Oh shit, Jean's gonna snap. We need to get rid of Jean or save Jean. What's the new movie? Oh shit, Jean snap. We need to get rid of Jean or save Jean. So, the way I look at it, there's so many better things you can do with the X-Men. I don't even know why Fox decided to do the same story twice. Half the actors in the movies no one remembers. Not because they did a shit performance. I wouldn't know if they did or didn't. But because they purposely are getting no names so they can afford maybe 2 or 3 big names. Of all the X-Men movies that have happened that Fox have made, I can only name 5 actors. Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, huge jacked man, Halle Berry, and Jennifer Lawrence. So technically 6. And
that one guy from Quantum Brew.
See, if you can't say the name, don't count. See, and here's the thing though. Almost none of them are in this fucking movie coming up. Their younger counterpart versions are in this movie. So, besides that though, because I beat that dead horse and I will continue to until there's an X-Men movie made by Marvel, I want to see them respect and honor and uplift the supporting characters. And I mean supporting characters in that metaphorical sense of the products that happen around the big movies. Like anything from Netflix, give them a fucking movie. I don't care if you use the same actors. You get the same writers, you get the same directors, you go to town. Even if they're not in their own movie. You know what? Make a Defenders movie. Just take the entire Defenders. I'm cool with that.
Would you care if it was
Would I care if it's a what?
like a rehash? Like they retell the same stories like Kingpin and stuff?
Yes, I would, because I'm tired of that shit. Look, in the comics, everyone knows that certain people have villains that they fight a lot. Or they fight them a lot for like maybe 20 decades and they're considered their rival or their arch nemesis, but then you don't hear nothing about them for a long time because everybody has written stories about them to death and there's no way to make it interesting for a writer or interesting for the reader. That's why even though Daredevil is supposed to be the arch nemesis of Kingpin and shit like that, Kingpin has barely fucked with Daredevil in the past 30 years. Bet you didn't know that?
I didn't.
So, and ambulance is coming by. Give me a second. Okay, so there's a great opportunity for 2 types of story formats. The, oh shit, we didn't know that these people or this person also has powers, and you know the traditional cliche, the good guys fight each other first before they understand each other and team up to fight the bad guy. It's old, but it works. Or alternatively, the Nick Fury knows who they are and he wants to put them on separate missions because he feels like these people can do the job that the heroes don't want to do or that they can't do in public, which is murder somebody because of public perception. Look what happened with the Sokovia Accords. He got the perfect reasoning right there because when the Sokovia Accords were going to happen. So he knows Jessica Jones can kill somebody. He knows Iron Fist will kill only if he has to. Power Man is the only person who officially has not killed anybody. And Daredevil refuses, but there's the Punisher. So there's like 3 out of 5 defenders right there. Put them on a team and basically make it better than Suicide Squad.
I was gonna say it sounds like Suicide Squad.
To be fair, that movie was garbage and I knew not to see it, unfortunately. Well, that was actually it's actually an interesting story for me. Okay, so I've never been stood up before. First time I got stood up was for Suicide Squad. But given the fact that it happened during Suicide Squad, I didn't lose much because it's Suicide Squad. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just not going to see it. Anyways, James Gunn is directing Suicide Squad 2. So, I know it's not going to suck. Doesn't matter if it's a reboot or not. He could make a Suicide Squad cheese sandwich and it would be better than that fucking movie. I know whatever he does is not going to suck. I'm picturing that now. A Suicide Squad cheese sandwich. Anyways.
Picture this little boy.
Anyways. So yeah, that's basically what I want. Let them Netflix people get in. You already doing streaming shows. That's nice. Whoop-de-doo. I'm not paying for that shit because I'm tired of paying for bullshit streaming services. They need to have that shit on Hulu or Netflix and just pick one, goddammit. And since Netflix shooed them away, go ahead and throw it on Hulu since Disney owns a piece of Hulu any fucking way. There didn't need to be a division. Like, seriously. Anyways. That's how I feel about that. As far as E3, I'm going to just call it, I'll say it's a tie. I think Sony and Nintendo, because Sony loves trying to rival Nintendo, even though they keep claiming they're better than Nintendo. I think Sony is going to show off the PlayStation 5. They're not going to show off what the system looks like. They're going to announce that it's coming out, which there's no point because we already know it's coming out.
Like Microsoft last year at E3.
Basically. And I think we're going to see one of Nintendo's new versions of the Switch. I don't know if it's going to be the Lite or Nintendo Switch Mini, but I'm leaning towards the horsepower one. I want the horsepower one. Or if it's not a brand new Nintendo Switch, make a dock that is 10 times better. Like, okay, put a graphics card in the dock. Put some RAM in the dock, shit like that.
Gotcha. Sony's not going to be at E3.
Are you sure?
They're not going to be there. I mean, they could do like just state of...
Are they not going to be there, or are they going to just have a booth and not do a presentation?
They're not doing anything. They're not even going to be present.
Please provide links, and also, holy shit. That being said,
like forever ago.
I fucking hate when young people say that shit. Like that's an actual valid statement. Forever ago. That's a chronological paradox. But then again, time travel is real, so shit, anything's possible. Anyways, well, if that's the case, I'll just say Nintendo, because Nintendo already started working on, it was a rumor, but not really a rumor. They also already started working on modified versions of the Switch as early as like 5 to 8 months after the thing came out. I know, because first off, on the podcast, we've been talking about that for almost 2 years. What would the modified Switch have in it? So that aside, maybe Microsoft might do something to Xbox, but as far as what I want in it, that's pretty much it. The only difference is I want more Bluetooth connectivity because I'm tired of this bullshit. I don't want to have to go through an app to hook up to a phone to get on a microphone headset. They're already making controllers that are cheaper than Nintendo's controller that have a built-in fucking headset jack, and it has a replaceable front plate or front cover. So realistically, I'm just sitting up here like, Nintendo, you either specifically want third-party companies to make shit that you don't feel like making, or you're just in that one step forward, two dumbass steps back situation where it doesn't register with you. You have to think ahead, not just think of right the fuck now.
I bet they're doing it based on the name. Like, I feel like they could sell like an $80 controller because it's Nintendo.
I want to say you're wrong, but remember, Nintendo's a company that doesn't understand the concept of a discount. So, that's not something that's just done because their game sells so well. I know you know this is growing up, but when you go in a store and you see a Nintendo game on the shelf, a year later, it's going to have the same price.
They never devalue.
Yeah.
Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver, still $40.
Yeah, and the thing is just that they only devalue when the store owners are trying to get it off their fucking shelf. And it's even worse online. But to be fair, all the companies do that online. Dead or Alive 6, as much trouble as that game kept getting into, shit ain't $60 no more. It's basically half price. That was fast.
The weird thing Nintendo does is like they'll sell their new copies cheaper than GameStop's pre-owned copies. Shadow of Valentia, Fire Emblem was like $20, and so GameStop was trying to sell it for like $30 pre-owned.
It's GameStop. What do you expect? So that game is worth about $40 right now online, physical new copies and used copies. They're around the same price. But if you go on the network stores, that shit's still $60. They can't take a hint.
Yeah.
And here's the dumb part. Their microtransaction version, we'll give you 3 characters to play with for free, but you got to buy everything else. Yeah, if you buy the ability if you unlock all the characters, it costs as much as the game brand fucking new. And those prices are locked in. So 5 years from now, if you buy that microtransaction bullshit version, it's still going to be goddamn $60 or $50, $55 and some change online. I'm just like, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on that shit. Or Persona 5, the Royale, whatever.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I feel like I might just finish the other version because I'm like halfway through it anyway. Just to have one type of setup and the characters work one way. And then when Royale comes out, which isn't coming to the Switch, which pisses me off. And then when Royale comes out, play the game in a completely different manner. Like do the opposite of everything I did. Because that's the only way for me, that's the only way I get enjoyment out of a remake of an RPG that already came out. Because like, if you stop and think about it, the main reason you get an RPG remake is a very simple reason. It's because there was shit that they couldn't finish before the publishing or distribution publishing deadline came, and nobody wanted to give them an extension because upper management is upper management. But in the case of Persona, they actively waited for the games to come out. And then once the games are out, they immediately go into making extra shit that they could have made a DLC expansion. And they just don't. Now don't get me wrong. Persona 5 is their first game on a DLC capable era. But here's the thing. It's just their first one on big consoles. It's not their first one ever. They do this on purpose. Their PSP games always have like 4 or 5 fucking versions. Not PSP games, I'm sorry. Their other games before this have always 2 or 3 versions that end up on multiple systems, and they keep adding shit to the point where nobody knows what the canon is. You know?
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's like before the Golden and stuff, like, yeah.
Oh yeah, and then that one had a fighting game, and then that fighting game had 3 other fucking renditions of itself. Fucking annoying.
Yeah. Ultimax, etc.
Yeah. And anyways, oh, and don't forget Persona 5 Q.
Scramble.
I don't know why the characters have to look like that. They could make them, if you're going to age up the characters, that would be cool. Just show us the younger versions of the new people and the older versions of the old characters. Also, go get Persona 2 and Persona 1 fucking characters, you know? Where they at? They should be grown as fuck by now.
They should be they should be like mid-20s.
Nah, they should be middle-aged. They only because you got to remember, some of the personas happen in supposedly real time or in real calendar years. So if memory serves, in Persona 2, for example, everything happened in like 1998 or 97. But that aside, Google Stadia, because we was getting off track. Absolutely the fuck not when it comes to cloud save. I've actually looked into some of this shit. They said they have 7,000 towers or relay points or something for their data and whatnot. That sounds safe. But see, here's the thing. Shit happens. What if I'm saving and the internet goes out? What if I'm saving and there's a thunderstorm? What if my data gets saved in a corrupted state, which does happen with cloud storage, and my data becomes unusable? I can't roll that back. They can't roll that back. I can't. I'm scared to trust that. I'm scared of the whole concept of a streaming game system. Because your quality is immediately determined by your internet. Not what they do on their end, That's half the equation. The other half is your personal internet. If anything, they need to go back to doing what they did before. They need to make their own internet service provider company. And that way, they can put some special shit in the modem or a special modem that helps the Google Stadia. Because that whole entire concept terrifies me. Also, that controller looked like ass.
It looks so bad.
It doesn't look comfortable or ergonomic. I feel like if I put the slightest bit of pressure on the wings where my pinkies would be, it would push itself out of my grip.
It's so forgettable. I actually think I forgot what the controller looked like, but I recall it looking pretty.
That's funny. So, yeah, I don't trust it. I don't hate Google by any stretch of the imagination. I hate what they did during the fucking election cycle, which is probably one of the main reasons we got fucking Hillary instead of Bernie. And the fact that they had that level of power is frightening. But I understand that they want to get valued in game, and to the point where Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony got a little bit scared. But at the fucking end of the day, they're relying too much on general internet, especially in America. Even though we invented the internet, kind of, sort of, we have some of the lowest modern standards. We have places that still utilize dial-up, and I ain't talking about fax machines. So to be honest, I think that even though they're announcing the system, they should have waited until you're damn near my age and I'm damn near 40. Because I don't trust the internet infrastructure in this country enough for that shit. So, at the end of the day, I can honestly tell you without a shadow of a doubt, it is not a terrible idea. Because I know last time we talked about it, I made it seem like it was just all kinds of wrong and stupid. But the real serious issue with the Stadia is a very simple issue. As far as this country is concerned, it's ahead of its time. So, fuck, how long was this podcast? Let me check.
47 minutes, that's my prediction.
We gonna see. Holy shit, you weren't too far off. 42 minutes.
Shit!
Hey, that's, I know. Okay, well, I mean, technically we could talk about other shit, but at the same time, you probably got shit to do. So, unless you got some other random stuff you want to bring up that we didn't cover as a topic, I'm calling it quits.
I can't really think of anything.
Okay, with that being said, this has been another exciting episode of Token Games Podcast. I will see you guys when I see you guys, and probably won't take 3 weeks again. My bad.